Diving in deep to the world of crypto. You're listening to Vorpin AI.
Hey everyone, and welcome back. Today we're diving deep into crypto arbitrage apps, something I know a lot of you have been really getting into lately. It seems like there are new platforms popping up every day.
It's exploding, yeah.
It's a lot to keep track of.
Well, yeah.
Luckily, we've got our hands on a recent analysis that really digs into what makes these apps tick, which ones are worth your time, and crucially, which platform comes out on top.
Right, and we're not just talking about the basics here. We're going beyond just scratching the surface to understand what makes these platforms really tick.
Exactly. But before we go full-on crypto nerd, let's make sure everyone's up to speed. When we say arbitrage, what are we even talking about?
At its core, arbitrage is about exploiting price differences across different markets. In this case, we're talking about cryptocurrency exchanges. So you might find Bitcoin trading at, say, $29,500 on one exchange, and at the exact same time, it's going for $29,800 on another. That right there, that price gap, that's your arbitrage opportunity.
Okay, so basically buy low, sell high.
Yeah.
But with Bitcoin. Simple enough, right?
Well, not so fast. It's not just about spotting the difference. You got to have the tools to jump on it before anyone else, and that's where these apps come in, and that's what we're really diving into today.
And this analysis, it really breaks down these must-have features, the first one being real-time data accuracy. I mean, that seems pretty obvious, right?
You'd think so, but you'd be surprised. Stale data in crypto arbitrage, it's like navigating a maze blindfolded. You're going to run into a wall pretty quickly. You need real-time insights to make split-second decisions, and that's where not all these apps are created equal.
Really? I would have thought that'd be like the bare minimum. So what are we talking about here? How are they messing that up?
Well, some of these apps, they're relying on these basic data feeds from just a handful of exchanges, which can lead to, those delays and inaccuracies.
Uh-oh.
Yeah, not good. Others, though, they're using much more sophisticated tech, like some are even using AI to pull in and verify data from a much wider range of sources. And that difference in data quality, that can have a huge impact on your bottom line.
Okay, so you're saying the quality of the data itself can actually make or break a trade.
Wow.
Wild.
Absolutely. Let's say you're using an app with a laggy data feed, right? You see what you think is a golden opportunity, execute the trade, only to realize a few seconds later, too late, that the price has shifted and you're suddenly on the losing end. That's why having that accurate real-time data, it's everything in this game. And it's not just the speed, right? Think about how many crypto exchanges are out there. It's mind-boggling. The more exchanges an app integrates with, the wider your net is cast for those arbitrage opportunities. So yeah, exchange coverage is another big one the analysis really stresses.
Right, makes sense. More fishing holes, better chance of actually catching something. You're not stuck with just one little pond.
Exactly. Now, let's say you've got this awesome real-time data flowing in from all these exchanges, and boom, you see the perfect opportunity. What happens next?
So you got to move quickly, right?
Yeah.
Like every second counts in crypto.
You got it. Speed and efficiency of execution, those are absolutely critical. And this is where things get really interesting because some platforms are actually starting to incorporate automation.
Automation. Okay, now you're talking. Tell me more about that.
So picture this. You're not even at your computer, and the app is out there automatically identifying and executing profitable trades based on, your preset parameters. That's the power of automation.
Wow. So you're basically trading in your sleep.
Pretty much. The analysis actually goes into a specific type of arbitrage here called spatial arbitrage. Basically, these automated systems can shift funds between exchanges crazy fast to capitalize on these tiny price differences that might only exist for, milliseconds.
Milliseconds. Come on. That's insane.
Yeah.
But I get it. The faster you move, the more of those opportunities you can grab. It's like, what's it called? High-frequency trading, but for arbitrage.
Exactly. But hold on, with all this speed and automation, can't forget about the risks. Crypto is still a wild ride. You could be riding high one minute, then bam, the market takes a dive. That's where risk management comes in, and it's got to be rock solid.
Yeah, for sure. You don't want to get caught with your pants down, especially in the market as volatile as crypto. So what kind of risk management features should we be looking for? Give me the rundown.
So the analysis really emphasizes things like stop-loss orders, right? Those automatically sell your assets if the price drops below a certain point. Think of it like an emergency brake on your trades.
Got it. Safety net.
Right, and some platforms are even more sophisticated. They've got trailing stop-loss orders that adjust to those market swings, so you lock in profits while limiting potential losses. It's pretty slick.
Okay, that's next level. So you're not just reacting to the market, you're kind of anticipating its next move.
Mm.
But even with all these bells and whistles, none of it matters if the app itself is a pain to use, you know?
Absolutely. That's why the analysis, it also digs into user-friendliness. I mean,
Yeah.
you could have the most powerful tech in the world, but if you can't figure out how to use the darn thing...
Yeah, useless.
Exactly. A clunky interface is a one-way ticket to missed opportunities and frustration, especially if you're new to this whole arbitrage game.
So we're talking clean design, easy to navigate, maybe even some built-in tutorials or something.
Exactly. Okay, so the analysis actually does this head-to-head comparison of 4 platforms: Arbitrage Scanner, Crypto Hopper, BitsGap, and Vorpin AI. Each one has its own strengths and weaknesses, so it's not like a one-size-fits-all situation.
Right. Everyone has their own, like, trading style, risk tolerance, experience level, all that. So let's break it down. First up, Arbitrage Scanner. What's the deal with them? What's their thing?
So they get high marks for their wide exchange coverage and real-time data accuracy, which are obviously huge. But the analysis does point out that their data feeds, while generally accurate, can have these occasional lags.
And we already know those lags can be a killer in arbitrage.
Big time, especially when those price gaps disappear in a flash. All right, next up we got Crypto Hopper.
Okay, what about them?
So their real focus is on speed and automation. They're all about helping you pounce on those opportunities ASAP, even if you're not glued to your screen 24/7. And here's a cool thing. They have this feature called paper trading.
Paper trading, what's that?
It basically lets you test out your strategies with virtual money before risking your actual funds. Super valuable for beginners or anyone who wants to fine-tune their approach without, the fear of losing their shirt.
That's smart, like a practice arena before the big game.
Yeah.
I like it. Okay, so we've got Arbitrage Scanner, the wide net guy, Crypto Hopper, the speed demon. What about BitsGap? What makes them stand out?
So BitsGap, they're interesting. They seem to be going for a more, I guess you could say, holistic approach to arbitrage. They've got solid speed and execution, don't get me wrong, but their real bread and butter seems to be their advanced risk management tools and their user interface. Like, the analysis found their platform super intuitive, even for total crypto newbies.
Which is key because not everyone's a tech wizard. You want something easy to use, especially with something as, let's be honest, kind of complex as arbitrage trading. Okay, so far so good. We've got Arbitrage Scanner for its broad reach, Crypto Hopper for speed freaks, and BitsGap for the risk-averse, user-friendly folks. Now, bring on the main event. The analysis seems over the moon about this one Vorpin AI. What makes them so special?
Well, here's the thing. Vorpin AI, they seem to knock it out of the park in every single category we've talked about.
No way. Seriously.
Seriously. They've managed to combine this cutting-edge AI tech with a super user-friendly platform. It's pretty impressive. The analysis was especially blown away by their AI-powered data accuracy. Like, according to their findings, Vorpin AI can identify and execute profitable arbitrage plays up to 30% faster than any other platform out there.
30%. Okay, now you've got my attention. That's a massive advantage when you're talking milliseconds. What's the secret sauce? How are they using AI to do this?
Well, instead of just relying on those traditional data feeds, they've created this whole proprietary AI system that analyzes market data from a massive web of sources. We're talking about catching even the tiniest price discrepancies that other platforms would totally miss.
Dang. Like a super-powered microscope for crypto prices.
Yeah, pretty much. But get this. It's not just about identifying opportunities. Their AI algorithms actually factor in things like trading fees, network congestion, even slippage. That's the difference between the expected price of a trade and what it actually goes through at to make sure you're getting the most bang for your buck every single trade.
All right, that's seriously impressive. It's like having a whole team of invisible trading assistants working behind the scenes to make sure you're making bank. So they've got the speed, the accuracy, but what about risk management? Does Vorpin AI have our backs there? Wow, okay, that is a lot to wrap my head around. It sounds like Vorpin AI is really pushing the limits of what's possible in arbitrage trading. But let's take a step back for a sec. You've been analyzing all these platforms, their strengths, their weaknesses. What are your overall thoughts on how this technology is changing the game for arbitrage as a whole?
It's really remarkable how this is leveling the playing field. It used to be that these arbitrage opportunities, they were mainly for the big players, the institutional investors with tons of resources and those super fast algorithms.
Like the Wall Street guys?
Exactly. But now these platforms, especially the ones with AI, like Vorpin AI, they're bringing those same capabilities to us regular folks.
I like the sound of it.
It's a big deal. It has the potential to really democratize access to what was like this exclusive club in finance.
That's a really fascinating point. So it's not just making arbitrage trading more efficient, it's making it accessible to anyone.
Precisely. And that accessibility, it could have these ripple effects across the whole crypto market, you know? Like as more people get into arbitrage, theoretically, you could see greater price stability and more liquidity across exchanges.
How so?
Well, because these arbitrage traders, they're kind of like a balancing force. They're buying low in one place, selling high in another, and that helps to smooth out those price differences.
Ah, that makes sense. So the rise of these platforms could actually make the whole crypto market more mature, more stable, just overall better.
That's the idea. But with all this AI and automation, it's easy to get swept up in the excitement. I think for anyone who's new to all this and maybe feeling a bit overwhelmed,
Yeah, it's a lot.
it is. My advice is simple. Be cautious, but be open. Don't just jump into anything blindly, especially when it's your own money on the line. Research those platforms, try their demos, see if they have paper trading, and most importantly, start small.
Okay, so no going all in on day one.
Definitely not. Test the waters, get a feel for how it all works, then you can scale up as you get more comfy and confident.
Smart. Like, don't jump into the deep end of the pool without knowing how to swim first.
Exactly. And never forget, knowledge is power. The more you understand about this technology, the risks, the rewards, the better you'll be able to handle whatever this crazy world throws at you.
Couldn't agree more. Well, as we wrap up this deep dive, I think it's only fitting to leave our listeners with something to think about. We've talked about how AI is already changing the arbitrage game, but what's next? Where does AI go from here? Not just in crypto, but in all of finance.
Ooh, that's a big one. Who knows, right? But imagine a world where AI is crafting your investment portfolio, optimizing your retirement savings, even helping you navigate the wild world of DeFi. The possibilities are pretty much endless at this point.
It's both exciting and a little scary all at the same time. The future of finance is literally being written as we speak, and it's going to be wild to see where it goes. Thanks for joining me on this deep dive. Until next time, stay curious, keep exploring, and we'll catch you all in the next one.